Hi, my name's Alexis, and I've been at Alta Vista since first grade. For me, I've lived at AVS for 7 hours a day, 5 days a week for the past 8 years, which is roughly 70,000 hours, so it's become like a family. For me, that means that next year, I'll be leaving my family forever. I remember when they first named the school, I didn't fully understand the name, but now I do. Alta Vista means higher vision, and that's exactly what AVS has. AVS looks beyond just our school, but looks out for our future, our higher future. I know I don't want to leave AVS or go to high school, or know if I'll even get into high school for that matter, but I believe that despite common belief, I will try. I think I don't want to go to high school because I'm nervous about high school. I think most people are. You're basically signing yourself up for the next 4 years of your life with hundreds of strangers, and you might not even get into the high school you want to, which means that someone else is determining your future. I think this is extremely terrifying for me because I like to be in control, and someone else having that control is really frightening. The sad part is, I'm also terrified of the parts of getting into high school I can control, like essays, interviews, and the dreaded SSATs. The essays are scary because they could judge every word you say, and God forbid you forget a comma or you misspell or capitalize something. Now the interviews are worse. They start asking you questions and writing down notes in a judgmental way. And if you say something wrong, you can't just delete it or try to fix it because they're right there. Their questions can almost be impossible to answer at times. For example, if you could fix one thing about the world, what would it be? Thousands of thoughts always swirl my mind, like homelessness, hunger, water, wars, bad people, crime, and whatever can get me out of this interview. The entire time you sit in front of someone that feels like 10 times your age, telling you that they understand how annoying this is, and how this is just to get to know me and to relax. First of all, if this was just to get to know me, why are you taking notes? Second of all, most of them have never been through this process, so telling me you understand is not going to help anything, and therefore you don't understand. And third, telling me to relax is just going to make me angry and do anything but relax. Now the SSATs. To start off, I think that they're pointless, stupid, unnecessary, and age inappropriate. Does anyone really think that one test is going to tell someone how smart or dumb you are? This could also just be my 13-year-old brain not wanting to sit for hours doing a test on the weekend when I could be with my friends or virtually on my phone with my friends. But still, the fact that this test could be the beginning of the end of my life is too much stress for a 13-year-old who just wants to enjoy her last year of middle school. What if I get straight A's, volunteer, have never gotten in trouble, and have super supportive, kind friends, and I get a negative? Yes, the test is not the only thing they look at, but it'll definitely make them less likely to accept you, which seems a little messed up if you ask me. I do understand that they make us do a lot of things to apply so that they can see different skill sets and who will endure the rigorous training of the essay outlines and the SSAT practice test, and so you're not just judged on one thing. But they could make each section a little less meticulous and simpler for the sake of our mental sanity. They could at least have the decency to standardize the application for all schools so we didn't have to do everything multiple times. They also don't take into account that our school doesn't just stop for us, so on top of high school application stuff, we have to work on projects, homework, and school. As well as all that, I have a life, and I'm sure most of you do too. And on breaks, I want to be with my family and friends and not have to sit there writing essays while everyone else is having fun. Sure, I could try to go skiing with my computer and that would be amusing to all around me, but it would just be as unpleasant as sitting in the chair writing it. So by now, you could probably tell that I'm not a huge fan of this process. But there are a few things getting me through this annoying inconvenience, including my partner in crime, Sophie, who I've known since kindergarten and whose advice for the speech was don't mess this up, which just shows how supportive she's always been. And another thing getting me through this is my dry, almost non-existent, sarcastic sense of humor, which is hardly something to rely on. Now you're wondering, how is this all #relatable? Truthfully, all of this means nothing. This won't change anything, make anything easier, or do anything except maybe scare some of you. But I do know now you're at least aware of my perspective. But my perspective might mean nothing to you. So why is this important? It's important because you need to understand to enjoy your last years at Alta Vista. Don't worry about high school application stuff, because if I had to choose between Sophie as a friend and losing her if I get to skip the high school application process, I'd do it 100 times to have Sophie and all my good friends here. Without her, who would ruin boxed mac and cheese or come over randomly when my parents are at home and I have nothing to do. And you, like me, will realize that all the experiences, friends, and teachers at Alta Vista will make this worthwhile.